On the last day of campaigning, Benjamin Netanyahu turned to a familiar closing argument, the mortal danger facing his Likud party's right-wing government.
The hour is very late. At the moment we are behind a few seats. Lapid and Gantz are leading. The only way to close the gap and ensure with certainty that Likud will form the next government is to have a big Likud. Bring all the people.
Netanyahu says Israel needs him, that only he could have won victories such as last month's US endorsement of Israeli sovereignty over the occupied Golan Heights. He's also made a last-minute promise to impose sovereignty over, in other words, annex to Israel, every illegal settlement in the occupied West Bank, all but killing off any still lingering hopes of a two-state solution. He's gone back on similar pre-election pledges before, so this time, does he mean it?
It seems like this is an election ploy, but we're in uncharted territory in this election, with the indictments likely to come soon after the election. It's possible that in the coalition negotiations afterwards he may be held to those calls by some of the right-wing party.
The Attorney General's decision to indict the Prime Minister pending hearings on 3 corruption cases has had little impact on opinion polls, but ultra-right nationalists could seek a high price for supporting a Prime Minister who wants to stay in office while fighting a criminal case, a price such as settlement annexation. His main opponent wants to make such questions academic by beating Netanyahu at the ballot box. Benny Gantz made his own final appeal for votes on Monday.
We are going to serve them, the voters from the right and the left, and all the citizens of Israel. We are going to win this.
The former army chief has been attacking Netanyahu on security policy, criticizing his attempts to pacify the crisis in Gaza by making deals with Hamas. Gantz supports the Trump decision on the occupied Golan Heights, but he's denounced Netanyahu's settlement annexation plan as irresponsible in the midst of an election campaign. His own blue and white party advocates a continued Israeli military presence in the occupied West Bank, itself a red line for Palestinian leaders, along with preserving large illegal settlements. At the same time, the party argues for a regionally and globally supported peace agreement without specifically endorsing a two-state solution. But there is more to this election than its main players, Netanyahu and Gantz. There are 39 parties taking part, with several hovering just above or just below the 3.25% share of the vote required for a place in the Israeli parliament, the Knesset. That means a relatively small number of votes could radically reshape the policies and the makeup of Israel's next government. Israeli soldiers have been among the first to vote, but their ballots will be among the last to be counted. They're not due in until Thursday. This election is so finely poised that everyone might have to wait until then for a clear-cut final result. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, West Jerusalem.